Hello all, in this video we will be discussing engineering science and physics for year 8. This will mainly be circuit symbols, electromagnetism, Ohm's law, and constructing a bell. First of all, let's go over circuit symbols. They are actually really easy to know and understand if you can memorize them accurately and revise them properly. This is the table for most of them. Each of the symbols represent their names quite well. Now, to test your understanding, can you identify which component this is? Can you explain what it does? Okay, here is the answer. It is a switch and it either allows or doesn't allow current to flow through a circuit. Next topic, electromagnetism. In electromagnetism, we study two things that go together, magnetism and electricity. Magnets always have a magnetic north pole and a magnetic south pole. If you get two magnets, and put north and north, or south and south together, they will repel each other. However, north and south will attract each other. This is because of magnetic fields and magnetic field lines. A magnetic field is a region where a magnetic pole feels a magnetic force. The strongest parts of a magnetic field are the poles of it. Magnetic fields go from north to south. These are diagrams of the different combinations of norths and souths. How to make an electromagnet. Get an iron nail and some coil, wrap the coil around the nail and give the coil current. This will create magnetism. This is also what is inside a bell. Take an electromagnet and connect it to a circuit. Have a bell and a long piece of metal, and an electrical contact touching that long metal, so when the long metal goes away from the electrical contact, it breaks the current. When you give current to the circuit, the electromagnet will attract the long piece of metal, which will hit the bell and produce a noise. However, after that, the current breaks, because the long piece of metal will not be connected to the circuit anymore, and therefore, the electromagnet stops attracting the long piece of metal, and it will come back to the original place it started. But then, at the original place, there is current, so there is just a loop where the bell is hit over and over again. Next, let's talk about Ohm's law. It is really just the formula for the relation between voltage, current, and resistance. Voltage uses the letter V and is usually measured in volts, V, current uses the letter I and usually measured in amps, A, and resistance uses the letter R and is usually measured in ohms, ohm symbol. V equals I times R, I equals V over R, and R equals V over I. You can use Ohm's law to calculate the resistance, voltage, or current of a circuit if you have the other two variables.